Yes. Yes, Twitch, I want to authorize you. Please do the thing. Thank you. All right. Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me? I've got my mic on, but I don't know if it's actually showing what I'm doing. Okay, yay! Thank you, Stephanie. Hi, it's nice to see you. Well, it looks like everything's working. I was just checking on my YouTube. Obviously, is working because I know you're watching on YouTube. But I want to see if the Instagram thing worked because, and if it didn't, then no, that's a shame for them. But theoretically, it will work. I don't know. I think I might actually have to hit it here before I can do it. And also, it's not going to show the whole thing. It's probably broken, that's fine. But it looks like the multi-stream chat works just fine on the PC. So I don't have to sit and babysit 3 sets of chats on other things. So that's good. Hooray. And yeah, I don't think that Instagram works. So we're just going to not worry about it. Hi, Hef. Hi, Rachel. Thank you. That's lovely. Hello, Jen. Everyone, this is Jen. She's my best friend since forever. Is it too low? I can turn it up. I've got my my mic at like -5 dB. So how's that? Is that better? Oh, I could also actually put my mic closer to my face. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, let's tilt it the other way. And then it will work, probably. How's the volume there? I'm trying to keep it from going into the yellow. I can't believe there's 5 people here. That's crazy. I love it. This is amazing. But now that we've got the minor technical difficulties worked out, hi everybody. I am the one true Morbs. This is Differently Normal, and this is my very first very awkward stream that I've never done before. And also I left my entire list of talking points because in my lunch bag in the other room. So, but that was in case I only had one person to talk to, because I knew Jen was going to be here. She's always been such. Everyone just give a huge shout out because she is the most amazing person. She has been a part of my life for since 2003 or 2004, and legitimately one of the greatest humans that's ever lived. And she has been my dearest friend for through my lowest lows, and hopefully I'm coming up on a redemption arc at last. Um, so she's been here and supported me through a lot. So I knew she was going to be here because it doesn't matter what nonsense I come up with. She's like, I'm in. It's great. So, but I'm so pleased to see so many people here, and I'm just going to get started. So, I don't know how many of you are following along on my Patreon, but I've been sharing all the doodles uh, that I drew a couple of weeks ago there. So I'll be picking at least one of those to ink, maybe two, depending on how tired everyone gets. Um, so we'll see. Um, anyway, okay, well, oh, right, you're watching on YouTube. Jen is watching on Facebook, so of course you can't see each other. Well, anyway, okay. Jen, everyone says hi, and you're fabulous, and hello, and obviously they love you, and that's well deserved. So, let's just do a quick little poll before I get started. I'm pulling up Photoshop, and so now I can't see the chat screen, so I'll probably go back and forth a little bit. But what what things might everyone want to see? I've drawn a Nessie. I've got two versions of that, two versions of the Jackalope, two versions of the Chupacabra, two versions of Mothman, obviously everyone's favorite Moth Daddy. I've got a the simplest one legitimately is probably going to be the the what is it, Frisco, the Frisco Nightcrawler. It starts with an F. I can't remember. Anyway, I've got the Nightcrawler. It's the pants. It's the living pants. So that's probably going to be easy to do. Nessie will be easy. My main thing is I really am not super confident in myself. This the reason. Listen, we're going to get real for a minute. The reason y'all are here, the reason I'm doing this whole thing is because I have this delightful executive dysfunction, and things tend to get not done if I don't like plow through them. And I've been wanting to work on this project for years now, and I really want to stay focused on it because, as massive as a scope of the project I want to do, the Eepy creepy cryptid sleepover, I've got a huge cast of characters. I've got to write lore for them. I've got to draw them in different scenarios, maybe do little cartoons of them or memes or whatever. And ultimately, I would love to have them made into plushies if it actually becomes like a big thing or something. But that's a big build up, and it's a large cast of characters. So I need to stay focused. And with executive dysfunction, I'm sure you're all quite familiar with it, comes a tremendous amount of just not getting shit done. Eric, hello! Live from Future Hell, welcome. Thank you. Uh, is it working over there for you over on Twitch? Can you hear me all right? Everyone else seems to think it sounds all right. I'm just rambling about cryptids that I have doodles of because I'm going to be digitally inking today. And show of hands, everyone, who's your favorite cryptid? Give everyone who's here a minute to say something. I'm leaning toward the Nessie plushie just because it's one of the easiest ones, and I haven't drawn anything of any real importance or detail for nearly 20 years, since I was in high school. I've done a few little things here and there. I did a little bit of commission work in college, and of course work. Sometimes I have to draw something, but I'm not confident in it. And I haven't touched my Wacom art pad in probably 3 years at least, maybe 4. So relearning how to use that with Photoshop is going to be a fun time. Oh yes, Rachel, Mothman is absolutely a cryptid, and he is uh, largely a favorite. I've also got um, well, that's 2 for Mothman. Do we have one? Do we have one more for Mothman? Because I'm going to be doing all of these, whether I do them live or not, who knows? But um, I've got to have, right, executive dysfunction issues. Here we go. I need body doubling. So I thought, well, if I'm going to actually do this thing, I need to keep myself accountable. We all know that keeping yourself accountable is impossible. Humans cannot do that, and it takes a village um, to really, take care of each other and see uh, what we're all capable of, and stick to things, and whether it's fighting addiction or just staying on task. I'm just one of those unfortunates who needs someone to kind of be there while I'm doing my thing. And so that's why I was like, you know what, if I'm actually going to do this thing, I really need to not use the mouse and the pen at the same time. I really need someone to help me stick to what I'm actually doing. So I thought, well, let's do a live. Let's see what happens, and and maybe I'll actually get a project done for once. That's another thing Jen's been with me through, all my nonsense, uh, whatever it is. So I don't know if you can see the actual drawing here, my little Mothman. This one I have kind of designed to look like a stuffed toy, little stuffy plushy guy. And so this is not a tutorial by any stretch, but since we're doing this and you're watching me work, I guess I'll kind of talk through what I'm doing. So first thing is always name your layers. So we've got our Mothman sketch here, and immediately make a new layer, because inevitably I'm going to draw on the wrong layer and I'm going to be mad about it. So if I have a couple of spares, I can always combine them later. It's not a big deal. Next thing, there's different ways to do this, but a lot of times it's easier to see what you're doing if there's a little bit of color to something. So we're going to change the hue and saturation for this layer. I think that's not where I need to go for that. I'll do the cheat method. And that's just to do a color overlay for the whole layer. And just no, not normal. What am I like? Soft light. That's fine. Just something to change it a little bit so it gives it a bit of contrast, and blue's a nice soft color to work with. And I'm going to pop back and forth to Streamlabs periodically because I've only got one monitor. It's just my laptop. Eric, you're terrible at layer naming. Yes, definitely. Accountability buddies. That's you guys. You lovelies are my. You're gonna keep me going. So, all right, I've got my pad here. All right. Yes, it's working. I need to determine what I want to draw with. How big is this pen? That's actually pretty good as far as a size. So I'm just gonna pick a line and start, and we're gonna go from there. And I'm gonna jump around, and I'm gonna get annoyed with myself because I haven't done this in forever, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And you can all laugh with me or at me or whatever, and I'll be just fine. And immediately, what did I just say? Wrong layer. I like those lines, and I put them on the wrong layer. Inky goodness. And let's name this one as well. Use the right layer. Damn it. Thank you. Okay. So maybe if I look over here, then I won't do that again. But right off the bat, first thing, wrong layer. Good for me. So yeah, I was at work today, and as one does, just kind of going through what I thought today might be like, and I had a whole list of like talking points, things that I was gonna just ramble on about because I really wasn't expecting anyone to actually show up because I have the worst imposter syndrome. Why would anyone want to watch me? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot and a fool, and also I'm not good at things. I know I'm good at things. That was a good line, but I lost the thread. That's all right. Control Z is my best friend, and that's good. So that's all right. That's an okay shape. So how was everyone's day? What are you all doing besides listening to me and my nonsense? No mistakes, happy accidents. You're right, Eric. Thank you. You're absolutely right. I think my point was I'm trying to get out of that mode. Um, and the fact that there are actually people here is kind of like, well, obviously someone wants to watch me. It's a little ingracious to imagine that just because maybe you don't feel confident in yourself, that doesn't mean other people can't feel confident for you or in your abilities or whatever. Um, I mean, I've been printing like t-shirts and things literally since before I was in high school. So my entire life. So that's the thing I'm quite good at. And I guess I'm just trying to practice getting into. I don't like that. That gives him a butt for a chin. We can't have that. Mothman doesn't have a butt chin. Give him a few. Nope, that's worse. That's even more. Now I can't unsee it. Okay, we're gonna just smooth that out and leave it smooth, so that we don't wind up with an ask for a face. And that'll be alright. That's too low. Oh, the art pad's bigger than I realised. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. It's fine. Nope, don't like that one. This is the best part about digital drawing, is that if you mess up, it's just undo, and it's like it never happened. Okay, that one I can work with. We can just erase that. That's okay. How big is my eraser? And now we can pretend that we meant it to do that by giving it just a little bit of a point. Going back to the sky. And now we'll give him some fluff around the cheeks again. That's all right. I think it's good. So yeah, the oh, No Man's Sky's doing a Halloween event. Turbo, nice. I haven't touched it since it came out. Hef replying to emails and YouTube posts. Yeah, I know you've had quite the bit of drama in your life. That's terrible. Very cool. Rachel's working on your computer. That's cool. Is my little guy working? Yeah, okay. It says it is. So setting up a VTuber was surprisingly easy. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. But my little avatar, I was able to do all of it for free. And I even customized my hoodie. That's one of my designs that I'm wearing virtually, which was cool. But I completely lost the thread of what I was saying. Oh, right. With the avatar, um, I can't figure out how to make the arms move. It's supposed to be coded. I followed all the directions. It's got all the bones and whatever the thing is that it's meant to have that. But like if I move my arms around, it does nothing. So it's not important for what I'm doing by any stretch. But I just wondered if that's like a common thing or if it's just gonna be like that no matter what I do. I don't like that shape. We're gonna come back to that side. I wanted his little mothy antenna to be kind of mothy, but also kind of like little leaves. Because if at some point I do wind up turning these into a plush, even if I just make one at home for myself, I want it to be easy to replicate. I'll come back to that one. Just in case I decide to do something else, we're going to go to a different layer now that I've ruined my life by making a shape I might hate later. I know myself. That's pretty good. I didn't mean to close it though. It's going to have to be bigger than that. I'm going to have to come back and clean that up by hand. That's all right. That's okay. Not 100% where I was going with it, but it'll work. So I had the idea for this little set of creatures a couple of years ago because I thought Wouldn't it be cute? No, that all is terrible and I hate it. We're not doing that. Not doing it. And I thought, wouldn't it be cute if I had just a bunch of sweet little cryptids all having a sleepover together. And my first idea, this was when enamel pens were really, really hot and everyone was making them. So I thought, well, what if I made some enamel pens and did an eater bag with it? And I talked to some other artists, and unfortunately, when you're paying commission artists, a lot of times they've already committed to other things or they have their own projects, whatever. So um, even when I had pandemic money to pay an artist, I couldn't find anybody who would have the time to devote to a project of this scale. So I just kind of sat on it and thought, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it's been rolling around in my notes for the past few years. And a couple of weeks ago, I was at that little show very near Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which is, of course, where Mothman was first seen. And I thought, well, the show wasn't going well, like at all. So I thought, well, what can I do to pass the time since no one is buying shirts and I'm here until the end of the weekend anyway. I like that a lot better. I think that's going to work. So I went to Dollar Tree the Saturday morning of the convention. Oh no. Oh no! Okay. This pad has got hot buttons on it, but I'm left-handed and they are also on the left hand. So if something weird happens like that, don't be as alarmed as I was because I forgot it would do that. So I got this doodle pad at Dollar Tree and thought, well, we'll just see what comes out. I haven't drawn anything in years and years and years and years and years. And these guys are what came out. So I thought, well, I guess that means it's time. And we'll see what happens. No, I hate everything about that side. That's not good. Maybe we'll skip to the next one or the end. I don't want it to be too close. And I also don't want to just duplicate it and scooch it over. I could do that, but it's not really what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? That's weird. It looks like a long poo. What's everyone up to? I suddenly understand why people have multiple monitors. This makes all the difference. Hi, Jen. Oh, Stacy. Ah, you're all stream maxing. That's very cool. Okay. Well, let's start with actually where I had it going on this because I kind of like that little bleep. I think what happened was I started second guessing where I had already made lines. and thinking, oh, I can do better than that. And sometimes no, sometimes the guidelines are important to keep around for what they are. Sometimes guidelines are more than just guidelines. Um, so, uh, music, I can't listen to anything because I'm doing this and I don't want to get demonetized and everything. I mean, I'm not monetized yet as it is, but I don't want to get a copy strike before I even get big enough to have that conversation. Um, if that ever happens, I think it could. I like the shape of this here at the top, but it's a little awkward, but I don't want to delete it. So I guess he's just going to have a weird little frond there. He's just got super fluffies. So what music is everyone listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Tally Hall and uh, loads of Ninja Sex Party and Twerk because they're going to be touring next year. And I'm really hoping to be able to take my oldest kid to the concert because it'll be near their 18th birthday. And that would just be like such a fun thing for both of us to do. There's a VIP package, which is quite good, and they could bring some friends. It's not like a meet and greet or anything, which is a shame, but it's a tremendous discount on multiple people. So, I don't need to change the size of my nib. So I have Let's Save the Earth running through my head just now, because we need to recycle just like your mum can cycle in a new dad. And it's quite a funny song. What have I done here? I have made a rogue dot, and that's a problem. That's a critical issue. Let's bring that down to like 30. Almost 20. There we go. Fixed it. I can tell you right now that I'm probably going to erase these and tonight and start over again because I'm feeling ways about them, and that is not good. And you just push through. They're fine. They're fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire yet, probably. Also, dead air. I don't want that. I don't want dead air. So, let's see. Music, music. Oh, really, Eric? That's so sweet. I have no idea when I'm going to be in Boston again, unfortunately, but thank you. Um, I do have an extra TV that I could hook up, but unfortunately, my studio is my closet, so I don't think I actually have anywhere I can put a second monitor. Jen, what is Spooks or MI5? I assume it's a show or a movie. Spanish guitar is great. Oh yeah, I know I can do free music on Twitch. It's just that the music that I want to listen to is not. I can't have it. I don't think I can get away with licensing Ninja Sex Party for my channel. I don't think that's the thing. Okay, I like the number 7. So, oh no, that's the eraser. I like the number 7. So he's going to have 4 on one side and 3 on the other. And that'll be cute or disorientating. We'll find out which in a moment. Do we like it? Do we hate it? I'm going to be honest with you, I hate it, and I'm trying to tell myself internally that it's going to be okay and I need to just live with it. However, I do think, and this is another place where having digital canvas is so much better, because I need some extra space, because what I want to do is shift these guys up just a little bit, and rather than redrawing them, I'm just going to do this and maybe over a little bit, and I think that's a better placement for an antenna, in my opinion, in Minecraft. Allegedly. So, okay. I moved my mouse while I was holding the pen, and that caused a minor rift in the space-time continuum for a moment. But we're all better now. It's fine. Everything's good again. That's not back. Okay. Now, here's where another thing about layers is very handy, because I've got to think in terms of, I'm probably going to colorize this at some point. And some things I'm going to want to add effects to later or whatever. So I'm going to make an extra layer here for the stitching, and I'm going to accidentally caps lock it and then try to spell out caps lock, because I'm thinking about 16 things at once. Did I spell that right? Yes, I spelled that right. For some reason, having it inverted made it look wrong. So we're going to put these stitches on a different layer, and I'm going to make them a little bit larger, maybe, and drag my and it's okay if I accidentally draw through something on this layer. So like up here, if I'm going to have stitching later, I can just turn that off and it doesn't hurt anything, and I'm not going to mess something up. But I think what I'm actually, turn back on. What I'm actually going to do is not put that one up there, because it's unlikely I'm actually going to do anything about those antennae. I'll probably just leave them. And I thought about putting another set of stitching here, but I don't think I actually want to do that, but we're going to try it just to see what it looks like, because I might decide I like it. No, I think it takes away. I think I like the giant space between the eyes, and it's very cute. All right, I'm going to come back to that other antenna in a little bit because I need to let my mind think about what it should look like. I'm not thrilled with it, but it'll be okay. Because we've got this absolutely adorable tummy to do. Very fluffy. And if at some point in the future I wind up doing a soft toy, then it might wind up being a two-tone. Let's not put those on the stitching layer. Another thing you can do if you do put something on the wrong layer is you can just copy it and then select a new layer and paste it where you wanted it. But sometimes when you do that, it won't paste it in exactly the same location as where you took it away from. And that can be difficult to maneuver without a lot of swearing and jumping up and down. And sometimes ritual sacrifice. And I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're not going to go there. Ah, da, 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 da. See, I think here we're going to do some finer lines. Oh, there's another thing. I need to bring that down. The other lines were 20 pixels, but I think we're going to do these a little finer. So maybe 16. Let's see what that's going to look like. You might not notice a ton of difference, but then again, you might. My art pad has a sensitivity measure, so if you look at it zoomed in, you can tell where the pen kind of comes off the paper a little bit, as if you were drawing with a real one, and that can help with like giving you a smoother look for certain types of things. I think it's Moth Daddy. We're going to give him a bit of chest hair, just like this. I didn't draw it in before, but I think it's maybe we'll do it understated slightly. You know, Homer Simpson's only got what, 2 hairs? Well, Moff Daddy's got 3. We're gonna just arrange those a little bit. There are artists out there who feel very strong ways about what I'm doing, where I'm just moving my lines around. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel ways about it too. But when it comes to this, if I don't do it the way that's going to make me happiest, I'm not going to stick with it, no matter how many people are watching me online. So I'm trying to be realistic as well as accepting the things I cannot change and having the serenity to move the lines where I want them. God damn it. Pardon me. I just looked up for a moment and saw my mug of hot tea. I've got peppermint tea, and it's no longer hot. Go figure, right? What a neurodivergent person leaving their tea to cool too long. No, that never happens. Ice. Okay. You may have noticed the fatal flaw in my pattern here. And I was missing it before, but let's redo that one, and maybe you can pick out what I did wrong and what I hate. Right here, I have made a lump rather than a smooth edge. I've started this on the wrong side of the other line, and it was causing me some inner friction, we'll call it. So we're going to undo that and try again. There we are. Ah, listen, I just need you all to understand how much I need to hear Danny singing, and it's not going to happen until later. Stacey, what are you laughing at? Multi-string. Okay, so I think the chat is refreshing itself periodically, and that might be a problem because I might be missing people. I'm not sure. Or perhaps I'm not sure. I hope it's still connected to everything. I really can't tell from here. There doesn't seem to be any errors as far as like where it's going. Yeah, the only error I've got is that I don't have X Premiere, so that's never going to happen. I don't need it. So I'm bad at limbs. You can all see this. What is going on here? Fortunately, we've chosen a stuffy. So I think we can have a little bit of forgiveness, perhaps, at least. Just because they don't have to be like, if you look at a person and someone's drawn their feet and the feet are really weird looking or whatever, I'm looking at these feet and it's like, well, it doesn't matter because it's just a plush toy, and soft toys can have forgiving features. But if I'm not mistaken, okay, I know that tarantulas have like these little toes that are very fluffy. So I'm wondering, maybe, I don't know that moths have this. I think they've got like butterfly feet, so probably not. But this is a stuffed toy and it's mine, and also it's a cryptid. So I think we're just going to give him like some little cute sort of like tarantula toes. Maybe. Not like that. I don't know. I might do this and then decide it's not going to work, but let's just see. Maybe we'll come around the foot first. Also, it's a soft toy, so it's not like it has to look like a foot. It just has to look pleasant. Nope, that's not going to look right at all. He's not getting toes. We're not doing that. Nope, 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 nope. It's not, we're not doing that. Sorry, everybody. I thought it was going to be cute, and then all of a sudden it was going to be very, very wrong. So we're not going to do that. He's just going to have a very simple, stately, round plush foot, and we're going to leave it at that, and it's going to be fine, and we're going to forget that ever happened. That's a shame too, because that was a really good curve for something else, but I don't take those kinds of commissions. I know some people who do, and they're quite good at it. And probably if I wanted a certain type of clientele, I might consider that. But no, I can't. I can't do that. What was that? That was weird. I think I hit one of the hotkeys on the tablet, and it didn't like it very much. That's all right. One thing is for sure, I'm going to regret leaving all these open spaces when I do go to color it in, but that's all right. I'm kind of going for a certain look for these. Um, I've got some lore about the Mothman in my, or do I? Did I write the lore for the Mothman? Someone who's on Patreon tell me if I wrote any. I thought I did. I could look it up, but I'm trying to like actually move things around on the screen and do something so that there's a reason for you to be here. Besides being wonderful and lovely and supportive and confusing me and me not letting my inner thoughts take over. All right. Oh, right, the Wampus Cat. That one is so cute to me. Okay, I listened to Fresno Nightcrawler, not Frisco. I knew. I knew there was something. Okay. No, actually, I have not started writing any lore for the Mothman character. Um, but anyway, each of my characters is going to have, you know, like a little backstory. And what I thought I would do was for each character, since it's a sleepover, everyone has a soft toy, but everyone should mix and match, you know? So, like, Jersey Devil wouldn't carry around a soft toy of himself or herself. He would have a plush toy of his best friend. Well, who is his best friend going to be? Um, no, I don't like that. We're gonna make the arms a little smoother and and only give him the ends to be kind of like fingers, sort of. And now we're gonna go back over here. What did I do 24 pixels for that, or was it 28? I can't remember. Angles are important. That's all right. What are we thinking so far? I'm not mad about it. I don't know what I'm doing. Or do I? Kind of do. I kind of know what I'm doing. It's more about getting the hang of something because I haven't used the software. I mean, I use Photoshop nearly every day, but I haven't used the hardware in a really long time. So, and I guess since we're on the stitching layer, let's make those a little shorter looking since it's I like the way those came out but I think they're a little too close together. So we're going to just do that number. I think the hard part of is going to be doing the stitching on this side because perspective has never been one of my strong suits. It'll be all right, but we're just going to have to see what happens when we get there, right? And I imagine all of you are doing a lot of other things just now, which is cool. So I didn't write any lore for Mothman. I need to come up with names for him, for all of the characters, of course, because I mean, there's alliteration, and that's a little bit, what you might call, tropey, in my opinion, allegedly in Minecraft. And so, you know, I don't want like Marvin the Mothman or anything like that. And I could just name them after the character, after their very own, you know, cryptid self, and I could just leave it at that. That's not going to be fat enough. You're a soft toy. You should be very fluffy and full and cuddly looking. Right? We want him to look like he's just ready to hug you forever. That's better. Actually, I think I know there was a reason. I know there's a reason I brought that down as far as I did. And I can't remember what it was. I think maybe I had a reference image for a sitting soft toy, and that's why that was there. Okay, now here's where things can get a little bit tricky with this sort of thing because I am bumping up against the wall with my workspace. I don't have a lot of room back here, so I might have to come back in and clean some of those up in a larger area, like sitting on my bed or on the couch or something. All right. So, another perspective issue here. As you can see, this nonsense is terrible. What was I doing? I don't know. I did it badly, and that's okay. But this is a thing that I have to practice quite a lot. And reference images are very important. And I didn't get one. But what I do have are soft toys that I could look at and see what the foot should do in that at that angle. So, oh, I've actually got a figurine right here. I don't even have to go anywhere. So if I look at this and I put it on a different layer, I don't think I've ever actually drew anything on this layer. Let's see, we'll turn it off and turn it back on again. Nope, we're good there. Also, this arm is quite shorter than this arm, but I think I like how short it is as opposed to having like really long arms. So I'm probably gonna bring that one down to about there as well. So actually, let's leave that just as a marker. And we're going to use this layer for experimentation purposes only, and just see what we can do with making the foot look a little less obviously. That's too big, but I think it's sort of going in the right direction. Also, I think this leg is going up. Okay, I see what I don't like about it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to temporarily change the color on this because I have an idea for how to fix this in such a way that I'm going to be happier with it. And this is just one of those things that I've done the way I've done it forever. So I'm sure there are other ways, maybe even better ways to do this. But we're just going to get rid of that bit because now I have an idea of where I want it and how big it should be. But also, actually, I'm going to leave that. So I can adjust it. All right, new layer. New layer. We're doing this a different way. This is why stepping away from something for a really long time can be maybe not problematic per se, but it can make it complicated to get back into something. I'm just going to give these some alternate colors so I don't get confused on what I'm trying to do here, because it's pretty easy for me to get confused even when I think I know what I'm doing. So, I just realized Streamlabs is supposed to alert me when someone chats, and I'm wearing my headphones, and I have the alerts on. It's not muted, but maybe that only works like if someone joins or follows. No, because Eric followed a while back. It might have made a noise and I just didn't notice. Anyway, so we talked about music. I had a really long list, you guys. I had this whole thing of like, oh, you know what? Let's talk about October 30th, because my oldest is really excited. I know, right, Jen? I haven't stopped. This is what it's like being with me at work all day, because I just talk to myself the entire time. Where did I put that ink? What mesh screen is this? How many of these are there in the pile? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. There are going to be questions to be asked, and I'm the only one to ask them, and I'm the only one there to answer them most of the time. So I just talk to myself all day, and not necessarily aloud, but okay. So now I meant Alt. You need to zoom, you silly. Okay, that's all right for a placement, I think. So now the issue here becomes I need the leg to come up in a better angle than what I have. So I'm just going to start here. Go instead of down that way, Maybe up just a little bit. We're going to see if it works. And if it doesn't, that's all right. And I'm letting these be a little bit more flat because, as you see, he's sitting. So it makes sense, to me at least, that the bottom would be a little bit less fluffy, but also the top up there is not very fluffy. So maybe I'm just being nitpicky for no reason. Don't know. What I do know is that we're going to select that layer. Nope, that won't work. We need to clear the layer style and erase these bits here. From the other layer. And we're just, I like the shape of this line, so we're just gonna rotate it a little bit. Why aren't you selecting? Because the whole thing was selected, that's why. So we're just gonna let him lay down just a little bit more. And I'm a lot happier with that one. But we've also got to erase that from here. And clean that up. Just a small pigeon. There we go. I still haven't I haven't thought about that antenna the whole time. You know, the antenna that I said I was going to think about while I was drawing the rest? Not once. Haven't thought about it at all. I was a fool. It's okay. All right. So here we are. Need to draw this. I did a weird experiment today, and because and that's not abnormal. Um, Meta is probably the devil's playground. But the thing that struck me today, particularly, was that, um, um, as per usual, I'm trying to shade the things that I'm proud of or interested in. You know, yeah, I do a lot of shit posting, but that's not all. Um, so I'm drawing. I'm posting, you know, about the event tonight. Which thank you all again for coming to this. It's so sweet of you, and it has been a lot of fun. I'm doing a thing that's kind of huge. But I posted some metrics for the month because last month I had this huge spike, just some random thing that I shared that a lot of people shared, and it was just a meme. Anyway, it wasn't important what I shared last month, but I got a lot of impressions from it. And I don't even remember what it was, but it was just sort of gnawing at me the way uh I'm trying to share this like positive thing that I'm really passionate about, at least for now, with other people who are also passionate about things that they do, and it's just not showing up, and people aren't seeing it, and even like directly inviting people to it, they don't see it for the most part, like unless I'm already like in their favorites list, and I think I can count on one hand how many people have done that with my page, and that's fine, you know, like that, it's not about a continuation of something I've been doing for several months, and that is just seeing what happens when you complain. I don't think of myself as a negative person for the most part. Um, I don't I don't subscribe to toxic positivity either, but you know, I think that when I do have something negative to say, and so it's not always like that on social media. You know, really nervous obviously about this thing that I'm doing, and also like excited because it's important to me to do this. Um, you know, break out of, I guess it's like breaking out of a bad habit, sort of. You know, I lost all the zest. I've shared that with most everybody already. Um, but I promise I'm going to get back around to the point of this. But I'm over here looking at this thing that I'm desperately trying to share with people, and it's just not happening. Okay, that's right. It's just not happening. So I thought, well, let's continue the experiment from the last time I did it. And so I posted these analytics from the month prior and the last week, and it was shocking because I used a lot of very charged language in my post, and you know, like I'm, you know, Meta hates this and blah blah blah, and frustrated about that and blah blah blah, and this looks like the leg is right in the middle of his body, and I just noticed that. That's not going to work, is it? I think I can fix it. So I post this thing, and I'm very careful with my wording because I want people to see what is actually happening, but hopefully just lead them to it and not like spell it out. And I think that worked pretty well because what I saw in the comments was, by and large, supportive and kind, and like, you know, yeah, this is a thing that I've noticed too. And sort of, yeah, there's a solidarity that I am unsurprised by with the people that follow me. You know, like I think I've curated quite a nice group of people who follow me, and it's lovely. Um, I don't get a lot of trolls for some reason. I guess it's because I don't really say anything terribly controversial, um, except when I talk about narcissism, which I haven't done in a while and probably need to bring that up again, but that's okay. I've had other things in my purview for a while, namely this, but other things too. Anyway, so I have all these like really delightful people coming in and saying, you know, yeah, I've noticed this too, and supporting each other, like not just supporting me, not just saying, you know, I commiserate difficulties with each other. And it was just so exactly the point of what I was trying to share, because they the social media companies, you know, we've all known ever since people started sharing their avocado toast on Instagram, we've all known that it's all fake, and that's not a secret. It's not real, and it doesn't matter. But But just to see that how much people really truly do want to just support each other and talk to each other and be a community in the face of what passes for a social network. I don't know. It really hit me, and it wasn't even anything important, like, okay, yes, this was an important thing for me to do, and I can't tell you all how grateful I am that so many showed up. I knew I could count on one for sure. Joan's always there, and I can't thank her enough. But the fact that literally anyone else showed up at all is amazing, and the fact that there are so many of you is humbling, really. I was not expecting more than one person. So thank you all for who's here. I don't know, I'm not trying to be preachy, but everyone's so quiet, and I know it's because I'm just rambling. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. I'm quite thirsty, and I haven't shut up the whole time. I know for a fact this would be a lot more exciting for everyone if it was sped up and about 7 seconds long. But I can't say enough in 7 seconds, so we're not doing that. I'm actually really happy with this line, and it's going to be hidden by the rest. So I think what we're going to do is leave it as it is. This is it, yes? Yes. But not this, not that. I don't want to accidentally take those away. But that's just such a cute little curve for his butt. So we're gonna do that. And he's a nice little chunky boy. I quite like that. Sorry if you just heard me kick my chair. It didn't hurt, but it was loud here. Okay. So now that we have that where we like it, let's erase this little bit right here. And we'll give that a little bit of an angle. Yeah. And behind the leg. Just there. And in front of there. And obviously now that can go away. Now that we like the foot placement. One of these days I'm going to actually set all those buttons up and use them. Because hotkeys are great. They're your friend. Learn to love them. Okay, wings. We've got cute little big fat mothy wings. I'm going to make a new layer. And we're going to put that behind here, underneath it. Even though it's down, I always think of it as behind because of where it's placed. It's kind of like animation cells, the way they used to do them with multi-layering, and they had a special camera where you could change the distance between parts of the scene and your cells, so you got an actual depth of field in each shot. And if I'm not mistaken, the Disney company invented that. I could be wrong. They might well have taken the idea from someone else, but it seems like the kind of thing that I have seen a documentary on. Alright, so we're going to make these nice and big fat lines. And I'm going to zoom out because there's a certain type of a swoosh that I want to them. And I don't know if I can achieve that without accidentally turning on the button that's placed inconveniently on the tablet pen. Big swooshy wings. And of course the other wing is behind him back here, so we're just going to have those. Okay, guys. I think I'm down to the antenna. I can't see anything else to procrastinate with. I think we're at the end. I've got to commit. I've got to commit to the bit. Because the wings went a lot better than I was expecting them to. Oops. All right. Still not super happy with this part, but I've never been very good at that. So I think we're just going to leave it because I'll get better with time, probably. We'll see. And oh, right. We're going to add to this layer as well because there's going to probably be some crossover and I'm going to have to erase things. And I'd rather draw smoothly. Whoops. I'd rather draw smoothly and erase later than try to just get it right the first time. I'm going to move you back up here for now. No, actually, it's behind it, so that's correct. First thought, correct thought. Yes. Where did the radial menu come from? I legitimately don't know how I did that. Well, I just updated the drivers, so it must be something newer than the last time I used this. Nope. Oh, clear layer style. I kind of have this idea of of his antennae looking like little ice cream scoops, sort of like the swirly cones you used to get at McDonald's. I don't know if they still do that. Or was it Dairy Queen? I don't know. But there was some place that you could go and it was really swirly and it was really cute. And I guess that's sort of the idea I was going for with the shape of the antenna. And it's not really swirly looking, but I don't know. Alan's not wide enough. I can say that uh, I don't think I'll be doing a second drawing tonight, but I would love to know uh, what everyone else, if number one, let me just presume everyone wants to stop what they're doing and come do this again sometime. First of all, would you enjoy it if I did this again? If I set up to draw over another one of these cute, creepy creatures? And if so, what character would you like to see next? And if you want to see a preview, they're all free to look on my Patreon, and you can see the sketches that I've already prepared, and that I'll be working from, because that's really like, I let there be no mistake. I hate Facebook. I use it because it's the thing I know the best, and I barely really know that at all because uh, I think there's just too much of a gamble with the whole like algorithm thing. But anyway, if you want to look at the sketches I've already done, they're over there, the One True Morbs on Patreon. Um, and also I've got a lot of writing that I've done over the last year there, and some I don't think I've got my videos uploaded there yet, but I might have done something with it. What's the word? I'm kind of inching my way back into, but this sort of took over. Onion skin? Oh yeah, Saturday night with Halloween being next week. Yeah, everyone's busy for sure. Onion skin? The Snow White. Right. The animation thing. And you're right. The camera setup. I do believe that they used it first for Snow White. I could hide the antenna with the hat, but I think I want to actually make it work. Cat, you want the Jen? I thought you were afraid of the Wumpus cat. I thought you didn't like him. I'll do the Wumpus cat next if you like. How does everyone else think? Stephanie, you're so sweet. It's very relaxing. Honestly, I can't say fairer than that. Obviously, one of my favorite things as a teenager was reading to my family. I would go to the library and I would get books that I thought everyone would like. Um, right after Jurassic Park came out, sci-fi and dinosaurs murdering people was just fine. Science versus magic, I guess. And another time, I learned a very naughty word, and I finally found a place that I could order. Um, it might have been a recent reprint or a recently out of print, and I just got lucky. I'm not sure. But oh, what was that? Okay, you know what? Let's try this. Let's try this, shall we? Anyway, I learned a very naughty word, and I had gotten the Princess Bride, and they used the C word pretty early on in the story because I believe it's Buttercup's parents or something. Somebody was a terrible person, and I can't remember. So I'm just reading along, and all of a sudden I pop out with that, and my dad looked at me and he was like, "What did you just say? Don't use that word. That's not that we don't. That's not a good word to use." Like they didn't go into anything like meaning wise or anything. I didn't even know what most of that stuff was. uh, for years, I didn't know a lot of naughty words until into adulthood. Really, I knew the basics, stuff you saw on TV, and um, if there was something in a movie that shouldn't be there, then ignoring it and not giving it any deeper meaning, which I always thought was really weird and kind of counterintuitive. But yeah, accidentally using the C word in front of my parents is not actually why I don't like the C word. I just find it to be an unpleasantly sounding word. It's ugly to listen to. Other than that, it doesn't bother me. Um, and in fact, I just saw an etymology video maybe a week or so ago with a gentleman who's explaining that it's actually the Latin scientific term that we use that's actually far more offensive, or should be more offensive, because of the Roman usage of the word. Um, and he seemed to cite his sources well enough that I can appreciate what he was saying, and agree that that makes sense. I don't know why I started talking about. I cannot make this work. This is not going where I want it to go. I do see though that I'm trying to fill up space that doesn't exist. And so we're gonna shift that just a small tiny bit. And of course we'll erase what we don't need later. But if I'm only making 7, then I was going to have a whole lot of space to fill up here that I don't actually have. Where is my mouse? There it is. Okay. I think the pen was too close to the tablet and the two were fighting. So let me just take my hand off. But yeah, reading to my family was relaxing for everyone. As long as I wasn't accidentally teaching my brothers uh, swears when we weren't even allowed to say crap or darn it. Um, so I thought I would give myself a perspective to look at it. So let's try this. Let's try this. In fact, let's go back to chat and see what's done. Okay. So I can see that leaving the chat seems to make some things go away. Because we've all talked about music and that. I think that it's getting confused with the YouTube chat. I'm not sure. I can pick all here. I can pick the Facebook only. I can pick Twitch only. And I can pick YouTube only. Post comments. So it's all there, but I think that the multi-stream aspect of it is just kind of being a little picky. And sometimes it's showing up and sometimes it's not. And I'm not really sure why. Unless I've got a new notification. Apparently we can make collectibles in the live stream. I can't. And I was like, oh no, is it no longer streaming to YouTube or something like that? Is that what's going on? But no, collectibles in the live chat. Okay, whatever. Also, where is my drink? Also, where is my tea? Also, where is my beautiful house? Where is my beautiful wife? So, well, in light of the possibility of doing something like this again in the future. Oh, look at that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is exactly. We want that in front of. I keep pointing at the screen as if you lot can see my hands in real life, and that's ridiculous, but anyway. So, possibility of which cryptid to do next. Yeah. Well, the stitching's on the wrong guy here. That's okay. Because check this out. We don't want to select all of it. We only want what's touching. And we can just take it over to this layer and fill that with black. And then delete it on the layer that I actually wanted it on because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. So now this guy, going to need to remove some of the antenna bits over here. That's fine where it is. And then, is this it? Yeah. So that we don't want to hide there. And, oops, I think that's coming in a bit much. I think we want a little bit more fluff over there, but I don't like that shape, so we're going to try again. So come back, do this another day. While I've got everyone here, whoever's left, because I'm sure we've had some people fall off because life is a thing and that happens. Is there a day that works particularly well for some of you versus other days? My schedule is really like the big thing because a lot of evenings I am spending time with my youngest kid for the most part. Um, you know, with school and me being at work, and so they're often with their grandmother or they're in the back room at my workplace with me, working on their school and stuff. But I don't necessarily, get to spend time with them during the day because I'm working, obviously. They can come and ask questions if they need something, like, can you explain this thing or whatever. No, it needs something of a stem. I thought I'd try that and it didn't do what I wanted. So a lot of evenings after work, my youngest will want to play board games or we'll watch a cartoon. We're watching a cartoon lately called Glitch Tex, and for an old school gamer like myself, it's quite good. There's a lot of old references and things, and it's a lot of fun. It's very silly. There's a rogue dot of red there. Go back over this part. It's just a little bit too like weirdly stemmy over here. So we're gonna just change that up again. That's fine. But yeah, if you like old school games, uh, the the show is pretty good off rip. But the one that got me was they did a Castlevania episode. I think it was like the third or fourth episode, and it's obviously parodies of everything. Um, but they were just so spot on with portraying the ridiculousness of Castlevania, and they even did a "What is a man?" joke in a different way, and I lost it. So a lot of evenings I'm spending time with my kid, but it not always every night. Um, and they they do go to bed around 9, so it's not like all night, but tonight I both of my kids are gone, so for the weekend. So I thought, what better time than to invest in myself a bit, something that I'm historically not good at choosing to do. So this is a an exercise for me as well as an invitation for all of you. So if there's a day that like your favorite show's not on or something, I would like to know. Not in a stalkery way or anything. Oh, right. I don't have chat right in front of me. Minty! Hi, Greg. Welcome, welcome. How are you, lovelies? I am. I've been rambling for the last almost 2 hours, and I just got sort of lost in the sauce just now. It's wonderful to see you both. They were at the same convention I was at a couple of weeks ago. Really delightful people. I've known, gosh, how long have I known you, Greg? I met Minty more recently, but we've still known each other a considerable amount of time. So I think I like the shape of those better. A little bit there. Um, and you know, I just realized I was talking earlier about my oldest kid's project, and then I sidetracked myself, or something happened, or I asked a question, or I'm not sure, but either way, somehow I forgot to finish talking about it. But on the 30th, my oldest child is having an online rave sort of a thing. They're doing it in their Discord server, and I've linked to the Crimson River Society on my Facebook page quite a bit. I'll definitely post it on my other social links as well, now that I'm actively thinking about it. Um, but they're doing this DJ sort of thing that they've been working on a mix for for the last month or so, I think. Okay, I actually really like that as compared to some of these. So we're going to clean up some of the purple layer. Let me leave the pen on the Wacom pad and make it not work at all. So on the 30th, I keep forgetting if it's 6, 7, or 8 p.m., but the details will be in the link I share. But they're going to be doing it basically overnight. This whole fantastic 90s to 2010s rock mix. Um, and they're doing their very own like house party style music mix, and some of the transitions are great. There's of course going to be a lot of meme type music. It's ridiculous. And they're very excited about it, and I've been trying to help kind of push their project all month. So I figured I'd just share that as well. For anyone who might be interested in tuning into that, it's going to be going through their Discord, because I believe since it's a VR chat thing, they can't. It not obviously not everyone has VR chat, and nor would they necessarily want to be involved in VR chat. But also, it can't be streamed on Twitch because of using copyrighted music, and they've got like a mix program that like licenses it out, so like it can legally be used, but uh their their Twitch channel would get demonetized for using it, if that makes sense. I think I explained that correctly. So anyway, I'm excited for that at the end of the month, October 30th, right before Halloween. I have done something here I instantly regret, and I'm gonna have to go back. Okay. I'm so glad that you had a good time after the convention. Well, during the convention. Yeah, definitely we've known each other at least at minimum a decade, probably more like, I don't want to say 14 years, I'm not sure. I mean, Jen, you're awake now, so it'll definitely be before you fall asleep, but you might not last long. But okay, I got stuck. Okay, I made that mess right now, but there's a method to my madness. So trust me, and maybe everything will be okay. Allegedly in Minecraft. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, I have no idea why I put that there the way I did, but I regret it. So we're gonna fix that bit there. I think I might be getting sloppy. But that's to be expected. I've been sat here for 2 hours, which is a long time for me to be doing one thing and actually talking through it. Like, I'm genuinely amazed that I was able to stay somewhat coherent and I didn't go off rambling as much more than this. that a little bigger. And just clean this up a bit. Here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I legitimately can't believe what we've done of the better part of 3 years. Really, really, I don't like that. Yeah, I do. I like it better. But like I was saying earlier, the whole lore thing for these guys on all the characters, the way we often Karen either. So uh, there are too many different tropey ways that naming conventions can go with this sort of thing, and I don't want to fall prey to either of them. And I'm just really not sure how to do that. So that's the thing I'll be thinking of while in the coming weeks, and while preparing to do more of this or doing this again. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking over here. I think I'm just going to erase this and start from scratch with that part, because that's a little weird. Which is not great, but it's okay. Okay, I think this will shorten just a bit. Oh, just here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Use the right layer. And there's other things too that I have to do. I have to write lore for everyone. I've started on some of them. Coming up with names, obviously. Each character will have itself in multiple poses, and also the little plushie version like this one. So I've got the Mothman plushie here, because now we can see it. What are we doing here? Can you... Am I like... That's white. What are you doing? Background, please. Thank you. Okay, so now we clear the layer style. Clear the layer style there as well. And now we have a silly little Mothman plushie. Who should his best friend be? And I see a tremendous error, and I don't burn forever for it. Ah! What's wrong with this picture? I have not saved once. This is a tremendous issue that we cannot have on any level. It's dangerous. Pictures. Why did I? No. Oh, right. This one. Okay. Mothman. Stuffy ink. However, we're gonna have to go back. It's okay. I have not made a colossal error. That will be annoying that I didn't notice this. Actually, I think I did notice it earlier, and for some reason, it just didn't click until now, and now is really weirdly late to be noticing this as an issue. That's fine. It's not like it's a like real difficult thing to fix. But all that was happening. So, where did I put the pen? There it is. Sometimes it's easier to erase things with the mouse, depending on what I'm doing. And sometimes it's easier to do it with the pen. That time I just went with the mouse anyway, even though it probably would have been easier the other way. Which layer? Which layer are you? This one. Nope. No Bacardi, sorry. That didn't work. Yeah, it's fine. That's alright there. What is happening? I see. Okay, that's fine. I can tell that my brain has gone into just get this done mode because a lot of my chatty thoughts just all sort of stopped all at once. So I apologize for the dead air. Ah! Raise. No. Okay, here we go. I should really get used to using this for erasing because that's so much easier. Faster too. Another thing is I need to make a logo for the whole project. I've been just sort of not 100% sure what I was going to name it, and I think I've pretty well settled on Eepy Creepy since so many of them are going to be very tired. Yeah, it's a sleepover. Of course they're going to be tired. And then, so I've got to come up with the logo and, sort of branding, that sort of thing. Um, and also deciding if I'm gonna like write a story about them or if it's just gonna be because I want this to be something that people can kind of connect to. Like so much of what I do is just trying to fill a gap of what people uh, are expecting uh, in pop culture and the gaming and anime communities and things like that, and just trying to find what the next super popular thing is going to be, uh, while maintaining not actually breaking copyright laws and that, which is tricky for sure. But for this project, this is obviously there's a lot of lore and folklore around these creatures that I want to be aware of and honor as needs be, because like so many of them are from Appalachia, where I have spent the majority of my life. Um, and other parts of the country as well. There's so many different cultures that are involved. Some cryptids from around the world. Oh, Greg, it does kind of look like brains close up. Just wait till you see the Just wait till you see the squonk when I get to drawing him. He's very, very brainy looking. So there's our little Mothman. Let's make a new layer and see if I can't sign and date. There's my, there we go. What am I doing? What? What? Oh, that's the eraser tool. I can't write with that. Look at my beautiful handwriting. Differently normal, everyone. That's me. Have our Mothman stuffy. Um, Yay! I never did finish my tea, but it's peppermint, so it's good cold as well. Um, well, thank you everyone who came along to watch. This is so lovely of you. Uh, Hi Vucky, hi Tales told in the dark. Welcome, welcome. So nice to meet lovely new people, or perhaps you're people that I know from other socials and I just don't recognize your YouTube names. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm very happy with it. Um, so for the next time, uh, obviously I'll have to wash my hoodie. Maybe I'll figure out how to get the arms on my avatar to work. It's not really important, obviously, since I'm hunched over drawing the whole time anyway. Um, but I don't know. I watch, well, I say I listen to podcasts and VTubers and all sorts of things on YouTube at work every day. So one of the creators I follow has a VTuber avatar, and he's obnoxious and annoying, but he's got my very specific brand of sarcasm, so I listen to him anyway. Um, and I thought for setting this up, I was like, well, I don't want anyone to uh, see what a mess my studio is. So how can I be a presence on the screen and also do this uh, sharing drawings project? And I thought, well, oh, VTuber. So I got that set up pretty easily. It only took a few hours one day. There are a few tutorials out there that I found, and I'll probably share some of those on my socials as well, just for other people's edification, if you will. Um, in my lengthy list of notes that I left in my lunch box in the other room, I had a whole thing about like how to close out a stream nicely, and it's in there. So a lot of people just sort of cut it off at a point and they're just like, bye. And I don't want to do that. let's see, what have we talked about? We've talked about um, I'm going to be sharing, of course, the lore on my Patreon. It's all free to look at everything. I do post things early for people who are already supporting. Huge shout out. There we go. That's a good way to end things. Shout out to my followers on Patreon. Uh, Jen, of course, is my top person there. I'm so grateful for her support and everyone else who uh, follows whatever nonsense I've got going on Patreon. Because as we were talking about, Facebook just does everything it can to hide creativity. They want bad news, they want negative hate, they want all the worst things. Yay, shouting! Hooray! um, Chelsea! Oh my gosh! Hi, welcome. I'm pleased you made it. I was just rambling about how I don't know how to say goodbye, so you get to listen to me being awkward there. Yay! Um, so again, yeah, I'm trying to sort of migrate away from other social media like Facebook and Instagram, but unfortunately that's where everyone is. Um, and I don't have enough followers on TikTok to actually go live there, which is a catch-22 because you have to actually be good at doing TikTok apparently, and I'm definitely not. I'm not funny for the type of things that TikTok wants to be funny for. I hate the rage baiting, so I'm not going to post things for that. So like TikTok's just kind of been dead in the water for me. It's all advertising. So thank you, Chelsea. I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Um, we we had a lot of little things that I was like, why do I hate this? I'm just gonna push through imposter syndrome all day. Um, yeah, I know. My sister-in-law is apparently she's got the magic touch with TikTok, so I might just like have to pick her brain a bit the next time I see her, uh, because it she just pops out with the weirdest stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm a slave to social media because this kind of thing that what I'm doing here, you it's like being in a union. You can't join unless you're already a member in a way. And that's an old joke that probably none of you will get, but it made me simultaneously sad and laugh at the same time internally. So that one was for me. So, yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Thank you everyone who showed up, and I definitely want to do this again. It's gonna be very depending on yeah, but Jen, do you know the reference though that I did just now? What, we're both old. Mine's just really obscure. And I don't mean that in a in the hipster, oh, you've never heard of it kind of a way. I just mean like that's the kind of weird shit that my dad that I grew up on and my dad was like really obsessed with. Like the weirder the better. And I'm still like that really. So I guess if this is, yeah, probably Chelsea. I'm sure I'm gonna color it, but I'm not 100% sure when, but that base has got to go. I'll be right back. Can you turn that down a little bit? Thank you. Don't knock over my lamp. Okay. Oh, wow. It picked the camera back up. Can you guys hear that? That bass was crazy. Yeah, Chelsea, I'm definitely going to color it. but not tonight. And there are a lot of things that I need it to stay black and white for, so I'm not gonna do that at the moment. And also, I'm not really married to any kind of color scheme yet, so that's okay. But I'm glad you got the joke, Jen. Really and truly. Um, so I guess, being that my work schedule and my spending time with children schedule and my doing things that I actually want to do and are not necessarily obligations, tend to not always coincide. Um, I guess the best thing is to pick wherever you think you want to follow me and just see when the algorithm lets you see what I'm going to be up to. Because I know for a fact a lot of you came tonight because I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Can you please show up for me? And I'm so grateful for that. Um, and obviously, like, there is a calendar on Twitch, I know for sure, and I can set things on YouTube and make events on Facebook. But again, I'm a slave to the algorithm there. Like, who knows if you'll get to see it? It's impossible to say. And I can't be rage baiting every time I'm going to do an event. Um, so I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out, is there a night that is better for people than Saturdays? And of course, that whatever day it is, obviously my kid's going to come first. So, like, it might be later. It might be like after 9 sometimes. In which case it's not going to go as long because I'm going to have to go to sleep sometime before, you know, midnight, usually. If there's any way that you uh, want to show support in the future, um, you know, I really don't know what to say. Social media is where it's at. Um, I'm doing a lot better about posting more regularly on Patreon and actually having things announced there, and it is totally free to do that. You might not get it. You might not get it super early, um, for the free version, but at least you'll know what's going on and when. I think there's a calendar on there, and it's not like algorithm based. It's like, well, you go look at, this is my specific thing. So I don't know. I'm just trying to like figure out logistics, which I'm usually really good at, but I've never done anything like this before. So I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Yeah, I've been doing this for 2 hours and I'm melted, and I'm really really happy and thankful that so many of you came to play along with me, and we are going to be very intelligent just now. I'm going to save this little guy, and we're going to go find for the next one. There's our jackalope. We're going to find the Wampus cat, and we're going to go ahead and make a new one and prepare the clipboard. And why are we doing that? Because if it's ready to go next time, I'm way more likely to actually sit down and go, oh, well, it's ready. All I have to do is just sit down and draw. And plus you can see a little bit of a preview of what she's going to look like. And maybe I'll even have some lore written by next time. And to ink. And now that one's ready. So I'm gonna shut this down, and thank you everyone for coming. I hope to see you again soon, whenever I wind up doing this again. And yeah, have a good night and a great weekend. Bye.